testimony, it's a story that's like really dear to my heart. It actually involves the healing that God did. And it wasn't just internal healing, but it was a physical healing. You see me here, I am honored to be here and speak about Christ because I'm a stroke survivor. I've survived 2 strokes.
Amen. Hallelujah.
It was a very difficult process, and I'm still going through some of the aftermath, but I have to give God the glory. Amen. Because with the first stroke that I had, it was after I gave birth to my son, and I was going through a very difficult time. I couldn't take care of my son. I was a first-time mom. I was getting like chronic migraines. I couldn't hold my son because I would bump into walls. I lost movement on my right side completely. And I was using a cane and I was using a walker. I also had to take Coumadin and I had to use injections in my stomach, which were like bruising me up, and they were just affecting me a lot emotionally. But God did a great work, and with the first time that I suffered the stroke, He healed me. And then I said, I'm going to talk about what God did. But something happened. I was afraid to be vulnerable. I was afraid to show people that I was suffering. And I was afraid to show people the real me. Amen. So I started talking about it, and then I stopped. And then I got a great job, and my life seemed to be getting back in order. And I completely forgot about God. I was wrapped up in my government job. It was a great paying job. And I didn't tell people about what God had did. And then last year, I suffered my second stroke. This picture right here is actually the picture, the last one I took at my job. I wasn't feeling well. I was feeling very ill. I called the doctor, and the doctor said, you have to leave the job and you have to come see me because I don't like the symptoms that you're telling me you're having. After I took that photo, the ambulance was called. My body started going into like shakes. My mouth turned to the right side. I lost my speech. I couldn't even make decisions for myself. So my husband was making decisions as to what hospital I was going to go to. And then I ended up in the hospital. I was admitted. I did suffer another stroke. And when I got there, a doctor that just came out of nowhere, I promise you, she just came out of nowhere. She asked, how long has she been with the effects? And I said, under 3 hours. So she said, we're going to give her something called a blood clot buster. And what that's going to do is that's going to stop the effects of what's happening right now with her stroke. And so they gave me something called blood clot buster, which was called TPA. And she said, there's risk of internal bleeding. So you're going to be 24 hours in surveillance. But we're ready for whatever happens. You're going to be okay. And she was just like, you're going to be okay. Like, I felt it. And I felt like I was going to be okay. So they gave me the blood clot buster, and then I started to receive like strength in my right side. My speech came back little by little. It wasn't perfect. Here I had the Bell palsy. My face was swelling up. But I gave God so much thanks because my voice came back. And like the first thought I was thinking is like, if I cannot speak, I can't be a voice. And then I started thinking, wow, I wasn't even a voice the first time that I got a stroke. So maybe now's the time to be that voice. And then if I can't be the voice, I can't minister and worship and sing and the things that I love to do for God. So
Praise the Lord, though.
It was a long process. It was very rough. I am bleeding there because I was trying to cook and I was trying to see. Like I thought I had like a perfect vision, and apparently I didn't, and I ended up slicing my fingers right in the middle. I couldn't cook and I couldn't do much for myself the second time neither, and it was a very difficult process, but something happened. This time, I spent the nights that I had insomnia, that I could not sleep and I couldn't eat, praying. I also spend those nights in the Word. And yes, I had to walk around with a cane, but this time I was smiling, and this time I saw it as it's just passing by. It's gonna be even better than the first time. And I suffered that second stroke 2 days before my graduation. I was receiving my associate's degrees with honors, and God still gave me the privilege, even though I could not march, to still receive my honors and sit in the altar at school. So I was able to go to my graduation. And I immediately enrolled in Lehman College for double major in music and theater.
Yeah.
And now I decided to be that voice that I wasn't the first time.
Amen to that.
Because it's straight out of grace. So now that you guys know my testimony, I'm going to invite you guys to stand up and join me with the first song. It's called Dance Free. And if you are free in the Lord, you're going to dance, you're going to clap, you're going to enjoy yourself.
Yes, I will.